Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. Before starting my video, if you didn't subscribe my channel, please do, and do not forget to turn on notifications because I'm sharing every week great contents for you. Alright, in this video we will continue with login method. Let's have a look our controller first. We are building our authenticate controller. Let me have a look. This is our controller. Okay, let's build here first. I'm gonna make another copy for login. Oops, sorry. All right. It is going to be HTTP GET because we need an empty login page, and then we're going to build our post method. Perfect. Obviously, we're going to send a view model. We didn't create it yet, but we will do. Let's give a name, login view model. Let's say request. Oh, did we create it? Let's have a look. Yeah, we created wow, it's empty. Let's have a look our models. Yep, here we go. We already created our previous lesson. I forgot it. Let's fill it with the properties, and it is going to be string email and string password. All right, let's save it and let's go back. All right, we have a valid login view model. Then let's build our services. So basically, we're going to make a password check, right? So I'm going to build a sign-in method in our services. Let's get back our services and to user service. All right, this is a private. So let's close it. Let's close this one as well. Okay, let's continue with here sorry, public. Let's say the return value is going to be bool. Yeah, because we're going to return a true or false, which is going to represent did we authenticate or not. All right, let's say sign in, and basically we need let me think, a string email. Yeah, and we need a string password. All right, let's go step by step. First of all, we need to find the user. Repository get all. Now we get all the users. We have all the user. Now we're going to check by email using var link method. Email must be the equal comes from our variable and first or default. Okay, now let's have a look. Did we find this user? If user is null, we're going to return false. Sorry, return false. All right, and you can make a lock here if you want. Let's continue. Let me have a look. Then basically, if we have a user, we can check the password. Is the password correct or not? Okay, we're going to use a password hasher to verify again. Let's say password verify. I'm going to create a new password hasher here. Password hasher. Oops. Sorry guys. Not user. Let's quit empty. All right. Verify hashed password. Yeah. I'm going to give my user, comma, and user dot password hash. Let's have a look at the parameters first. Oh, password. All right. Where is our? Why we can't see? Why we can't see the parameters? It's interesting. Let's fill it again. User dot. Is there any? We're going to see if there is a problem. Hmm. All right. We forgot to give our user. That's the problem. Okay. Let's delete everything again. I just would like to show you the parameters. Yep, perfect. It's working. It is asking us a user, a, a hashed password, which is come from user, and the provide user comes from our parameter. Perfect. Let's do it again. User hashed password is coming from user dot password hash, and the provided password is comes from our password. Perfect. Let's change this with provided password. It is much more meaningful name, I guess. Alright, let's have a look to result. It returns password verification result. Okay, if password verified equal, okay, then we're going to use a constant comes from password verification result. If it's failed, alright, we're going to return false. Perfect. Now, if we pass these two logic, it means we have a valid user and we have a valid password. All right. Then now we're going to create our claims. I'm gonna stop here for a moment and I would like to show you what is the cookie, what is the claims and why we need them, how can we match these cookies on our application side and our sign-in method side. Okay, let me open my board first of all. Let's view the background. Perfect. Let's draw a basic pipeline, MVC pipeline here. The first of all, let's say, for example, this is use static files middleware, use static files, or it can be, let's say, global exception handler. Okay, global exception handler. I'm not gonna specify all of them step one by one. Just it they will be just come before the authentication. Now we have an authentication middleware here. Okay, authentication. Oops. Authentication. All right. After authentication, we have authorization middleware. All right. After authorization, we have other middlewares like routing or let's say routing. Okay, but authentication middleware, we need to define the settings. All right, let me show you. In this MVC project, we're going to use cookie. Cookie, all right. And we need to define settings in program CS file. Settings. Cookie settings. All right. In program CS file. Perfect. Then while we're trying to use login method, I'm gonna define them here. All right. Let's say created cookie by logged user. All right. We're going to send this cookie. We're going to send this cookie. Just a second. Let me use different colors. Okay. We're going to send this cookie to the authentication middleware, and these two cookie, this cookie and that cookie defined by our settings is going to be match in each other. If it's match perfectly, we're going to get grant for authorization. It means we authenticate and we have authorization middleware after authentication. It means we're going to define settings in our program.cs file, and we're going to create cookie in our login method. So these two cookie settings must match. Alright, let's continue where we left. First of all, I'm going to create our cookie. Once we created our cookie, I'm going to move on with program.cs file. Alright, let's start with creating claims. Let's say our claims equal, and it's going to be a list which is going to keep claim. Yep, perfect. Obviously I'm going to add, I'm going to add some claims in this class. Yep, all we need to do is using new keyword, and we're going to add claim types. Yep, email. This is the claim type email. It returns a string. Instead of typing the email, we are using this schema, and which is keeping our email address in our cookie. All right. As information, I'm going to give user email. Perfect. Then I will give username. I'm going to use again. What's happening my keyboard? Sorry guys. Claim types dot name. Where is the name? Yep, here we go. Now I'm going to give user full name. Alright, let's give another claim types, which is going to be user ID, claims, claim type stop, and which is name identifier. We're going to give user ID. We're going to get error. That's because as a value we need to give a string. Let's convert this integer ID to string. Perfect. Our claim list is completed. For the future lesson, once we learn how we add our roles, we're going to add roles in our claims. But now I'm going to leave it empty. Alright, let's leave it as a command line. Now I'm going to create our claim identity, which is needed for creating our cookie. Yep. New claim identity, and we're going to give, let's have a look our overloads. So we have claims, we have a user. Yeah, let me have a look what kind of, okay, it is asking nothing in the first one. The second one is binary reader. This is not what we want. String authentication tab. This is not what we want. System security identity, not that one. Just claims, not that one. Identity and claims. Let me think a little bit. I guess that's not what I want. Claims and authentication. I guess this is what I want. Authentication type and claims, which is I have my claims and authentication type will be the cookie. Let's have a look. The other one, not that one, not that one. Also, you can use this one. Yep, authentication type, name type, role type. Okay, I'm going to use a seventh overload, authentication type and claims. Okay, let's give our claims, comma. Now I'm going to use cookie authentication default constants. All right, cookie authentication defaults. Here we go. This is what we're going to use. Dot. I'm going to use authentication scheme. This is important, guys. I define which authentication scheme I'm going to use while creating my cookie. Then I'm going to give these settings in program CS file. Then these two cookie, the cookie settings and the cookie will match while we're trying to log in. Perfect. Now let's continue and create sign-in method. To do that, first of all, we need to add, let me have a look. Yeah, we're going to use HTTP context in this section. Let's add here private read only HTTP accessor. Let's say context accessor. Let's add it to our parameters. Perfect. Let's go back. Context accessor, HTTP context, sign in async. This is what we need to use for signing in. All right. Now I'm going to use my default. Where's my default code? Yeah, default authentication scheme. This is my scheme to sign in, guys. All right. Let's give our claims principals. Claims principals need a claims identity, and claims identity needs claim types. This is what we exactly done. To create a sign-in method, to use a sign-in method, we need two things. The first one is your scheme. The second one is claims principal. To create a claims principal, we need a claims identity. To create a claims identity, we need our claims. This is how we create the sign-in method. All right. If everything is done, we're going to return true. Perfect. Okay. Let's go back our controller. Where is my controller? Here we go. All right. Now I have user service here. Let's create a result. What is my, yeah, user service dot, where is sign in? No, we didn't add to our, we didn't add our method to the our interface. Perfect. We'll sign in, provide password. Okay, now we're able to use it. Sign in. All right. It is asking us an email which is coming from request. Email and request password. Perfect. If result is false, or we can do, this is not the best practice, let's use like this. If the result is false, we have an error here. Let's leave it like that for a while. Let's complete it anyway. Let's say view back, errors. So what is the result? This is a bool. Okay, let's say username or password is incorrect. All right, let's return view again. What if we have a correct result? We need to use redirect action. This time not login. Let's have a look our authenticated controllers, which is going to be dashboard. Dashboard index. Here we go. The first one is the action name. The second one is controller, dashboard. Do we have any third one? No. Perfect. It means we authenticated and we logged in. Alright. But now we need to do our configurations. Let's go back our extension. Where's my extensions? Let's minimize everything. Where's my extension? Here we go. Let's add HTTP context accessor first. Services. Add HTTP context accessor. It's all done. Okay, now we need to create our cookie settings basically. Okay, let's add services dot add authentication. Now we're going to give a cookie shim. Let's have a look at overloads. You can give a default shim as a string. I'm going to use how can I say, cookie default constraints. Cookie, what was the name of it? Authentication. Cookie, let's type it again. Cookie authentication defaults and authentication shim. Why we couldn't find it? Let's add the namespace. Perfect. We add the authentication shim. Now I'm going to add the cookie because we're going to use cookie in this authentication. Let's use, how can I say, function to get in. Let's have a look overloads. Do not memorize anything, guys. Always, if you use a method, always have a look to description, investigate and browse what kind of overload they have. Okay, let's have a look. We can give just authentication shim, but I would like to add some options. As you can see, if you would like to add options, you can use action function. This is what I'm going to use now. Let's add options. Use curly brackets and let's get inside. Oops, today I have some problem with my keyboard. Sorry guys. Control KD. Yep. We are in right now. Okay, now I'm going to create a cookie builder. New cookie builder. Perfect. Let's give a name this cookie. Let's say byte words. Perfect. Let's add some options. Now options dot cookie dot HTTP only. Let's make it true. Options dot cookie dot same site. Let's make it strict. All right. Let's add the secure policy. I'm going to make it always to make it more secure. All right. Now I'm going to add login, logout, and access deny path. Options, login path. Okay, let's leave it blank for now. Options, logout path. I'm gonna black empty. Let's add all options first, then we going to fill the paths. Let's add access denied path. We're going to use this access denied path once I show you how we're going to use authorization section, because we're going to need it once we created authorization and using role sections, guys. Okay, let's define our cookie. The cookie is going to be new cookie, which we created. Let's add an expire. This is a time span. You can use time span dot, let's say from minutes. You can add how many minutes you want to enable this cookie. I'm gonna make it 60 minutes. It's going to be enough for a starter project. All right, it seems we created our cookie. Let's have a look at our login path. For first of all, let's go back our controllers, authenticate. This is our login. Okay, so authenticate and login. Let's get back our extension. The login path is authenticate controller and login. Okay, the logout path, let's copy this section where we add the logout. Yeah, it is going to be in authenticated. Let's go back, authenticated and log out. I'm going to make command line access deny path because I'm going to show this section when we created our roles and authorizations. Perfect. I assume we create everything. Only thing left is we're going to create CS/HTML file. Okay, let's save everything, close all tabs. Let's build our solution. Let's see if we have any error message. I'm waiting. I'm still waiting. Perfect. Zero failed. Okay, let's go controller. Let's add a login page. And this login page shouldn't have any layout or something. That's why I'm going to create an empty one. Should I create an empty one? Let me think for a while. Or should I add a razor view? Let's add a razor view first. I don't want to use any layout page actually. If I leave it blank, it is going to be used by view start file. Okay, let's create it and I'm going to change it. Let's edit. Let's wait while our CSHTML file being created. Perfect. Alright, let's change this layout. None. Is that none? Mm, layout is null. Sorry, no, no. Perfect. Let's try to run the page and see is it going to work. This is authenticate page login within browser. Yep, it's empty. What about register? Let's have a look register as well. Okay, let's make register without layout. Let's go back. Let's change it. No, perfect. Let's save it. Let's continue with our CSHTML file. Basically, we need an email and password section. I'm going to copy from register. Let's copy everything to the login page. Oops, sorry. Okay. So all we need to do is the ASP action is login. The method is post. Is that login, right? Login, perfect. Let's add our vModel first. Login vModel. Let's add this to our view imports. Perfect. Let's continue with the login. Let's delete the register. This is login. You can add your controller as well. Let's add this time ASP controller. Why it's happening today? All right. Our controller is authenticate. Perfect. This is email. Enter your email here. Validation for email. Perfect. This is full name. I don't need any full name. Let's delete it. This is password. This is password confirmation. Delete it. And register. No, this is login. Anything else? Once we create a login button, we're going to send this form, this information to authenticate controller post section. Then our login page will work. But we need to add authorize, how can I say, attribute to our controllers and middleware in our program CS file. Let's add those things and finalize this section, then we can test. Alright, admin controller, let's start adding with admin. I'm not adding roles right now, guys. For a couple of lessons later, we're going to add roles, then we can switch this admin controller reachable just by the admin. But now I'm just going to use normal authorized attributes. Let's copy. I'm using class level, this authorize attribute will be enabled for all methods underneath of this class. Authenticate, we don't need any authorize because this is the initial pages. Authenticated controller, yeah, let's add this one. Category, yep. What's happening here? Yeah, okay. Dashboard, perfect. Exception, no. Product, role controller, we didn't add anything yet, but let's add it. User role controller, let's add it as well. Okay, let's save everything. Close all tabs. Let's try to log in right now. Let's run the application. I'm waiting. We have a really disgusting UI. That's because we didn't add our UI. Okay, I'm going to add UI to see our Bootstrap CSS files. Okay, let's go back our section. Okay, we've done the title. I'm just going to copy this, and the title is register. Okay, let's copy this to the login section as well, and this is login. Okay, run the application one more time. We're going to see the layout top of our page, and it's now looking much more nice. Perfect. Alright guys, why we received this page? If you remember, normally in our program sys file, our routing settings is dashboard index, but we have authorized attribute this dashboard. Let's have a look. Where's my controller? Yep. Now we didn't authorize. What's gonna happen? We're going to be directed to the login path. That's because we have a settings here. Where's my extensions? As you can see, options login path. If the person who is not logged in yet, they will be directed to this page directly. All right, let's try to log in. All right, let's say, what was our username? Actually, I forgot everything. It's been a while creating this video. Let's open MS SQL and have a look our email address. I guess it must be the info, right? Is that the test? Let's try to log in. Yeah, it is index. Perfect. Let's inspect, guys. SQL, you are working very slowly, mate. Okay, let's have a look. Inspect. Let's go to application. As you can see, we are in cookie section. This is our cookie. The name is byteverse, which we defined. Yeah. And we are in our application. Let's make a logout. It's not gonna work because we didn't define yet. To log out manually, I'm going to delete the cookie. If I refresh, we're going to return our login page. Perfect. Let's close the application. It is working. Let's add our error message. Okay, authenticate controller. If we receive an error message, I would like to see it in my login CS.html file. Let's add an alert to see this error message. Okay, let's go to Bootstrap page. I'm gonna get an alert from here. Let's type here alert. Yeah, I can use this one, danger alerts. Yeah, this is the one I would like to use. Let's copy to our project. All right, but I have a condition. If viewback error is not null, I want my application show me this error message. Viewback error. Should I use @ here? Yeah. Let's have a look again. All right. It seems everything okay. Let's try to run the application and see the error message. Now I'm going to use wrong information. Okay, enter your name. Let's say random numbers. Username or password incorrect. Perfect. It's working. What if I refresh the page? All right. Let's say another. Yeah, perfect. Let's use the correct one. Login. Perfect. It's working, guys. All right. So we created login page. We did settings area. Let's save everything. Close the old page. All right. I'm going to finish this lesson here. Hopefully you understand how we create login methods, how we create our cookie settings, and how we match these settings with our cookie. All right. Take care of yourself, guys. See you on next lesson. Do not forget to like video. I will be really appreciated. It really motivates me to create new video. Take care of yourself. Bye bye.